The Trump administration reportedly looking to expand restrictions on Nvidia chip sales to China to cover the H20 chips after DeepSeek said that its system was built at a fraction of the cost using older Nvidia chips. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley now introducing legislation to cut off all U.S.-China cooperation on artificial intelligence. Joining us right now is DMA United CEO. He is the author of the new book, Some Future Day, How AI is Going to Change Everything. Marc Beckman with us now. Marc, great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Congrats on the book. So your thoughts on what Madison just reported. How did DeepSeek do this and suddenly catch the tech titans of the country off guard?
Yeah, they certainly did. And it's interesting also, if you look at that Meta chart, Meta's stock actually popped a little bit when Nvidia dove. And it shows me that there are two things at play, Maria. There's the software, the algorithm piece, which Meta is benefiting from. And there's the hardware piece where Nvidia is being hurt. Nvidia's profit margin is huge, and they really are the only game in town. But what DeepSeek showed the public is that the end users don't really need the best, most expensive super chips that Nvidia is creating. They could use a less powerful, less expensive chip to get to the same result. So as a result, we're seeing Meta's stock pop a little bit, and Zuckerberg, who's also creating apparently his own chips. I think that he's put that in press releases. He's very public about it. We're seeing Meta benefit from this moment in time.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. You own Nvidia?
Avago, yeah.
Avago.
I own a handful of semiconductors. Yeah, Nvidia as well.
So weigh in here then.
So, absolutely. I think it was an eye-opening to see that this company, but I don't necessarily believe the reports from DeepSeek.
I don't believe it either.
Yeah.
I don't think it cost $5.5 million.
Yeah.
But still, even if it was 10 times that, it's not 80 billion. Okay,
it's not 80 billion. But just with any technology, and I'll make an analogy to this. You can look at like flat screen TVs, right? The Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. You remember TVs 2 years ago? you know, a 70-inch would be $2 or $3 grand. Now you buy one, and you're walking down Target, it's $500. So eventually this AI, and I agree with that notion, there's two types of components. There's the hardware component, which is the chips, which is Nvidia. They have the high profit margins, and then there's a software component, the AI, the algorithms. Correct. I do think it will be eventually commoditized. I don't know if that day is here today, necessarily.
That's a great point. Of course it's going to be commoditized.
Yes, exactly.
Of course.
Now, and that's what we want.
Yeah,
but we are there. Like, keep in mind, DeepSeek's product is allowing for a massive discount to the end user. That's why everybody rushed in. That's why DeepSeek became the #1 downloaded app on the Apple Store, because it's a huge discount. We went from OpenAI's ChatGPT, which is fairly expensive, and to essentially a free item where everybody could use, at least for search purposes.
Marc, you wrote the book, Some Future Day, How AI is Going to Change Everything. Tell us what changes.
Here's the thing. My book is looking at a practical approach for the average person, the person who's a beginner in AI, who's curious about how they can use artificial intelligence to enhance their career, to enhance their family, and to enhance their communities. So I break out across different sectors, from fashion and art to music, finance, medicine, science, and my favorite chapter in the book is the evolution of warfare, where we go deep into looking at how big nations with tons of military are going to have to react now to drones and artificial intelligence.
Well, I agree with you. That is the most powerful impact that we're going to see here. And if the U.S. is not up to speed, this has massive consequences.
Yeah, we really do need to be a leader in this area, or we're going to fall behind somebody smaller than us. In your book, you talk about how to enhance your career. Are there any careers that people should stay away from because it's not going to be there anymore? Please don't say attorney.
And don't say television anchor.
Well, we're going to have a metahuman of Maria soon. But
if you're a kid going into college, where do you want to be looking?
Here's the thing. The reality is this. People are always afraid when new technology enters the marketplace. We even saw this back in the day with cars, with automobiles, right? But the truth is that new jobs are created, and we're going to see that accelerate within the ecosystem coming out of AI, including law, including media. So it's a very exciting time, and I think President Trump stepping on the gas pedal as it relates to crypto and AI, because those two elements are really locked in now, and I get into that on the book too. It's going to really feed into to perhaps the biggest market growth for all of our economy, as well as helping Trump reach this golden age that he talks about.
Well, he just announced last week a $500 billion commitment from those tech leaders to build infrastructure around AI and these data centers. What I like is the fact that President Trump recognizes that we need to beat China. I mean, DeepSeek's terms of service shows it collects and stores user data in China. It's sparking similar national security concerns as TikTok did. Fox Business also confirmed, Mark, this: DeepSeek will not respond to any questions about China. Questions like, did the 1989 Tiananmen Square protest happen? The Uyghurs? And is there slave labor? Is Xi Jinping a good leader? No answer. When asked about Taiwan, DeepSeek said it is, quote, an inalienable part of China.
So I've been using DeepSeek since last summer, and I have to tell you, I could confirm from my own use, you cannot get an answer regarding Tiananmen Square. You could try to prompt it in so many different ways, but it won't go there. It acknowledges the Uyghurs, but it doesn't talk about whether or not there's slavery happening. So what they do, which is really, really incredible, is they talk about, DeepSeek positions it in a way where all people are free within China. So that's their answer. So there is bias that's built into the DeepSeek platform. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, it's not, a human is programming this, right? So, I mean, it's just like the algorithms, when they would censor people in the last administration, the algorithm didn't. No, it didn't. Yeah. You programmed the whole algorithm. We're not idiots. Yeah. So here, there's going to be bias as well. I mean, of course.
Do you feel comfortable using DeepSeek as opposed to like ChatGPT as far as that?
No, because to Maria's point, the terms of service, the agreement that I enter into, that the user enters into, is that my data can be stored in China. And the Chinese government has a law that allows for data stored in China to be accessed by the government. So everything that we're using, and this is why we saw, for example, the United States Navy yesterday forbid employees from using DeepSeek, not just on their phones that are given to them from the military, but also on their personal phones, too. It's a real issue.
Real important conversation here. Mark, congrats on the book.